Welcome everyone to my Solidworks tutorial video. First thing first, this time I have modified a bit my cursor so that you can easily follow the movement of my cursor. You can see my cursor is not the usual cursor. It is now being changed into orange background, so hopefully you can follow my cursor easier. So without further ado, let's have a look what we are going to do for today. This is our assignment. You need to create the model of the plumber block casting. The dimension of the model are in millimeter. Okay, once we have a look, let's put it aside. As usual, click new part, click OK, click sketch, and click sketch again. Click or choose the front plane. By clicking the front plane, you should be seeing these two red arrows indicate the origin of the sketching plane. So let's start with the bottom. Click line, then hover your mouse over here so that it will create a dotted line indicated that the line I'm going to draw is horizontal to the origin. So click 1, and then click 2. Right click and choose select. Then click this line and click and hold Control, click the origin. Make sure you click at this circle orange and choose midpoint. Click OK. So now let's change the dimension to 208. You can see once we set the relation of these two entities to midpoint, no matter what is the length, the midpoint or the center of this line will also become overlap with the origin, just like we wanted. So the next step is to draw another line on top of this line. Right click, select, draw this line, right click, select, and draw this line. Right click, select. According to the dimension, the angle of these two lines should be 106, similar to over here, 106. And the height of these two lines is 14. Okay, and then we want to remove this extra line, trim entities, choose trim to closest and cut over here. So once you have drawn the sketch, it is time to extrude this sketch. So basically the idea here is to extrude the base and then we will sketch onto the extruded body upwards. In this case, click extruded boss and base. From the drop down menu of direction 1, click mid plane. And then the length is 46. You can see that the difference between mid plane and blind. For mid plane, the origin will or the sketches will still stay at the center of the extruded body, while for blind, it is only at the end of the side. So in this case, we want mid plane. Click OK. So now you have the base of the plumber. So go to your 3D body and right click on top of it you will come with these two menu, and on the icon over here, click this button normal to, and then over here click sketch. So meaning that we are going to do a sketch onto this surface, and you can see the origin is still here, which will be very useful to our sketches later on. The next step is to draw a circle type 1. So the first click should be on the origin itself, and just put any random value for now, but change the radius to 54. Click OK, and then draw a line. So make sure your line is perfectly aligned with the orange line. So make sure it is perfectly aligned. Second line at the bottom, click line over here, click number 1, and click number 2. So now we want to remove the curve that we don't want. Click trim entities and remove all the line that we don't want. And then you need to check first whether your line that you draw just now, it is connected or not. Otherwise, your extrusion process will not complete. So once you are happy with that, click OK, and then features, extruded boss and base. And then in this case, we go for blind, and the distance is 54. Click. This is the plumber body that you have drawn. What we want to do now, by using your mouse, click the mouse tree button. What is the mouse tree button? Is the one that you use to scroll. Click it and try to shift the perspective to the top view, and then right click and choose normal to. Once you do that, go to sketch, right click here, and then go to sketch. Choose Centerline and bring your mouse to this side and click on the midpoint of this vertical line. Click number 1 and click number 2. So you can see that these center lines are exactly on the top of the origin. So draw another center line, in this case vertical. Go to this entity, and then this square will pop up automatically. And then first click over here, and second click is over here. So we just draw the center line for vertical and horizontal. Next step is to draw a circle. Select this circle and make sure when you try to draw the circle, this horizontal dotted line are in orange color, indicated that the first click is on this dotted line. Just click anywhere you want for now, and then change the radius to 6. Press enter. And then we want to change the distance from the origin to the origin of the circle to the origin of our sketch. So click on this orange circle and click also on this one. It will show you this modify distance, and the length is 78 divided by 2. It's over there. The next one is to draw a slot. In this case, choose a straight slot, and the straight slot similar to this circle, draw it on top of the center line. Okay, once you do that, change the height to 12 and the length to 8. Then we want to change the distance of this slot relative to the origin. As usual, click on this first semicircle and your second click on this origin. The length is 154 divided by 2. As you can see that the distance of this slot have now changed. So you need to change back. Click on this one and then the length should be 8. Then we want to mirror this slot and this circle to the other side of this 3D object. So click on mirror entity, click on the component that you want to be mirrored, and then click this mirror about function and choose the vertical center line. When you click on this vertical center line, these yellow lines will indicate the preview of the location of the mirrored entity. Click OK. So what we are going to do now, click features and we are going to create a hole based on these sketches. Choose extruded cut and direction 1 should be through all. As you can see, when you choose through all, you cannot change the dimension. For example, if it is spline, you can still change D1. But when you choose through all, the dimension is no longer given. Simply say that the hole or the area that will be hollow is from the top to bottom. Click OK. So from here, by using your mouse, click and hold your mouse 3 button and you can see there is a hole has been created at the bottom of your plumber. By using your mouse, you can see when I hover my mouse on this bottom circle, an orange cylinder has been created just to show you the component of the hollow cylinder. So again, similar to this cylinder over here, this hollow cylinder. So now go to the front view. We are going to create an hollow space over here. And again, if you cannot find your origin, just click the origin button over here and it will show you the position of this origin button. Sorry, the origin position. As usual, it is safe if you create a center line first in any cases. So click sketch on this surface. So when you hover your mouse roughly at this position, a square will appear, indicate this is the midpoint of this orange line. Your first click is here and your second click should be on the origin itself. Right click, please select. Then choose line. So click draw a vertical line, then horizontal, then another vertical line. And then right click, select. Choose dimension. The length of this from the midpoint should be 56 divided by 2. And the length of this should be 4. Similar to this line. This one also 4. Close dialog. Now we want to mirror this 1, 2, 3 lines to the other side. Click Mirror Entity, choose the line that you want to be mirrored, click the Mirror About Spaces over here, and click the center line, and the software will show you the generated preview, and click OK. So now we have both sides. What we need to do left is just a semicircle over here. So click circle and then try to draw your circle so that it will create a dotted line to this point. And your first click should be on the vertical center line. Your first click and your second click. Click close dialog. Please check first that the the radius is 24. Click OK. And then click trim entity, and we want to remove this one, the upper side of the circle. Done. Click OK. We have not done yet with the sketches. Click this line and you have to connect this point to this point. Click OK. And then go to Features, select Extruded Cut, and select Through All. So you can move your mouse tree so that you can see which part of the body are being cut. Next, click OK. So basically we have successfully created the overall perspective of our plumber. What's left is just some minor modification on the 3D body. So let's go to the bottom of our 3D body. Click on this view option, choose the bottom view. Again, check where is the origin, which is over here. Go to these surfaces, right click and choose sketch, meaning that we will do our sketch on the bottom of the 3D body. Choose center rectangle. Your first click should be on the origin, and then drag your rectangle to somewhat over here. Click OK. But now we are going to change the dimension. The length is 195. Press enter. Width 42. The sketch for the bottom part, and now we are going to cut inside the body. As usual, click Features, click Extruded Cut. So you can see that based on the current setting, this is the material that is going to be affected by the parameter that have been set up before. In this case, change the distance to 2 and select this option draft. And you want to make sure at least the draft is parallel to the outer sides. In this case, I would say 17 or 16 should be very similar, and then click OK. So you can see that at the bottom part of the plumber has now in cut based on the extruded cut we have did before. So again, right click on the bottom surface and choose this option normal to. And now we are going to do a few more steps on extruded cut on these two circles. Right click, choose sketch, and then go to rectangle, select center rectangle, hover your mouse onto the circle, and when you just near the origin of the circle, a symbol plus will appear. Click on that symbol plus, and as for now, just draw any rectangle and then go to Smart Dimension. You want to change the size to 28. So go over here, 28. Click OK. As usual, we are going to do mirror entity for this entity so that it will appear similar to over here. But before you can do any mirror entity function, you need to create a center line. As usual, select center line and then draw a line on the origin. Then click mirror entity, choose the line that you want to mirror, and then by this mirror about function, click over here, click on this vertical center line and click OK. So right now you should see two black rectangle on the bottom of your plumber. So the next step, click features, click extruded cut, and the length of the cut in this case is 10. So you can move around to see what happened to your extruded cut process and then click OK. So you can see at the bottom there are two rectangle produced by your previous sketch. The next step we need to do is to convert these edges into a fillet. So click this function fillet and make sure you choose the correct lines. Make sure the line that you choose turns to orange and it is supposed to be this curve. Select over here and the distance should be 8 mm and click OK. So you can see that it is now a smooth transition from this vertical surface to horizontal surface. So by using your mouse tree, click and hold and drag your mouse so that we can select this line over here. Again, repeat the same task. Click fillet. The dimension is 8 and choose this line over here. One is turned light blue. Click OK. So the next step is we want to change these edges into a chamfer. In this case, click chamfer and click on the lines that you want to convert into chamfer and also this line. We have done that. Make sure the D is 2 mm and the angle is 45. So over here, click OK. Done that, we need also to convert the edges of the slot into a chamfer. So let's focus on this surface. So select chamfer and make sure you carefully select the line In this case, the D is 1 and press OK. You can see the difference when you do chamfer to your edges. Focus for this one. For 1 mm. Once you selected all the edges, click OK. I think that's it for the solid modeling of 3D body. So last but not least, you may want to change the appearance of your 3D body. So simply click over here, and if you can see on my PC, there is an option to change the appearances. And under this appearances option, there is a lot of category that you can choose. If I click this metal folder, there is a lot of metal you can choose from. For example, let's say I want this plumber to be made from gold. I can choose gold and select what type of gold that I want. If you don't like it, just press this X marks over here, and then you can start again. In this case, let's go for aluminium and choose polish aluminium. Brush. How about also another category which is quite unique, I think. Fabric. If you want your product to be made from cotton or from canvas, I doubt any plumber to be made from canvas. So just to be in the logic side, I think should choose stainless steel. In this case, iron, dark, but steel. Quite unique. I think rod steel should be fine. And then click OK. Basically, that's the tutorial for this video. I thank you again for watching my tutorial. I apologize for any shortcomings. Should you have any suggestion or feedback, please put it in the comment section. I sure will read about it. Again, thank you and have a nice day.